At 17, I fell in love for the first time. And I think in this moment, I discovered how fragile memories are. My name is Marina Mónaco, and I'm a photographer from Buenos Aires, and I'm based in Berlin. I think one of the reasons why I moved to Berlin was because I'm very, very inspired by the late 70s, early 80s era in West Berlin, a style of music that was going on called New Wave. I watched this movie, Last Ensemble in West Berlin, where it shows how the city was like, and I was like, I need to move to the city. After the pandemic, there was this movement again of this style of music called Neue Deutsche Welle, and I decided I wanted to start to capture what was going on with these kids. I started to go backstage with them. I was the only Argentinian. Everyone was speaking German. I didn't understand a thing. Everyone was like, how come you don't understand the language? How can you feel connection with the music? I think it was thanks to that rawness, distance, and what the sound provoked in me and inspired my work. I was capturing the scene as a complete outsider. I think that's one of the most important things about my work right now, to be an outsider. Growing up in Buenos Aires was very important in my career as a photographer because I never felt a connection within the city. I never felt like I belonged there. That's the reason why I always needed to create my own stories. And that's why this dreamlike aesthetic from my photographs come from, because I think my life was just too boring. I needed something else. I needed to live in a parallel reality, and I think through photography is where I felt that connection. I realized with time and with distance, Buenos Aires is a city that lives in a contradiction because from one hand, it's very difficult to live there as a young person, but on the other hand, everything is possible because we are so strong. With no money, we can create something great. I really love that, and I think that you can really feel that in my photos. In Buenos Aires is where this kids series started, where I met a group of friends. They were 15 or so, and we met at one of the guys' place. They didn't know me. I went there with my 5 cameras. I wrote them before and told them, hey, can I just go and take pictures of you? And they were like, okay, yeah, let's do it. I was not a photographer. I was part of it. I was part of that reality for a second. And I think that's the beauty of documentary photography, that you don't really tell. It's in between reality and fiction. I was literally living a dream with these kids. I was photographing real group of friends, real couples. I was being part of those stories and feeling too much. I think that's what you can really see in the skit series, that it's a more innocent feeling in the photos, more hopeful. I would say everything started when I was 12 years old. I had this little digital camera from the 2000s, and I started taking pictures of myself, pictures of my friends. When I was a teenager at 17, I fell in love for the first time. And I think in this moment, I discovered how fragile memories are. I wanted to remember how it was to be in love, how I was feeling while I was still in love. And that's where I think all this kids series started. With time, I moved to Berlin, everything changed. Imagine to be in a city where you don't understand the language. It's very raw and tough. I think that's the source that inspired me to do the photographs you see today. Your context not only changes you, but your pictures as well, because photos are a reflection of your soul. In In this exhibition, I will be showcasing an unreleased work that I made in Leipzig, nearby Berlin, where I capture a real couple, Nils and Caro. And Nils Keppel is one of the artists from the Neue Neue Deutsche Welle. I like to say he's like my muse right now. I realized that, yeah, when the inspiration comes, you just don't have to miss the moment. I usually go on photographs, but I don't feel any pressure. I know that it will come. I have always felt like a lot of connection with New York thanks to Patti Smith and her book Just Kids. I think the beauty of it is that I don't expect anything. It's so beautiful how everyone can feel something different. Maybe my hope would be for a moment they can remember their good times for 1 second, then they can be part of my stories.